I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way, helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Like our perspective.
Well, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Felicia Lockhart, and of course, this is Fefe's Coffee and Jazz Cafe. I want to welcome every single one of you to the channel this morning. Well, we've got a jam-packed, full show today. We've got a lot of information that I think everybody's going to want to hear. Have a lot of stuff dealing with science. When we started building this particular show a few days ago, I noticed that there was so much scientific stuff. And since we started putting this show together, there have been a few more things that we've added to it, specifically in the science realm. So before we get started, I want to just say good morning to everybody. I've got Mama Bear and Papa Bear. Good morning, everyone. Amy Duran, good morning, beautiful family. You've got your coffee? Well, good. Alan Davis, how have you been? Boggling to your tune. I'm so glad you are, and it's good to see you. I am working on my coffee too, Amy. All right, you guys getting it together. Elizabeth King, good morning to you as well. And then, boogieing. I know what you mean. I know you meant boogie down, baby. I got you. Sandy Aaron, hey. Whoo, girl, isn't it an amazing time to be alive, Sandy? Oh, wow, right? Sarah Brown, good morning to you as well. I am glad to see that everybody is here because we've got some unbelievable news to get into. And we've got some fun topics to talk about today. What I wanted to ask you guys was, has anybody really focused on how many people around you have stuffy noses? Has anybody thought about that? Does everybody in the chat know anybody that has a stuffy nose or that sounds sort of like me right now? Isn't it amazing right now? I don't know, but I know that there's a lot of us who are a little stuffy and a lot of us who don't know why. But it seems like it just must be something in the air. That's what I'm going to hold on to. There's just something in the air, and we don't know what it is. But I don't see anybody responding, so I guess everybody is well. I guess maybe I'm the only person that's sort of stuffy. Well, oh, no, we got Amy says yes. And then we also have geoengineering, maybe. Do you know anybody, Mama Bear, Papa Bear? Does anybody? I know Amy and I do. Everybody we know right now is either stuffy, coughy, sneezing, or something. And it wasn't just because of the, and it happened actually prior to becoming cold. It was like going on for a minute. Well, I got some stories for you today. some of the things that we were building on over the past few days. Everyone is stuffy, Sandy Aaron says. And Alan says, I've seen it at the store. Isn't it amazing? And Elizabeth says, nope, sister is the same. Everybody's the same around Elizabeth. Nope, sister is the same. So everybody's the same. Hubby and co-workers. Hubby's co-workers. His co-workers are. Okay, got it. Thankfully, I'm good. That's good. That's good. So I want to go into this little story right here because could it be? Could it be possible? Never know. Yeah, I want to ask about this one right there. Okay. So this story was 6 days ago. Like I said, we build each show starts getting built days before. So even though you may hear some of the news here, we've already been building it before. So this story was out 6 days ago. You probably already read it yourself. You guys are all such smarty pants. But this story says that alien organisms could hitch a ride on our spacecraft and contaminate Earth, the scientists warn. Ooh. They say the risk of invading organisms is low, but we're increasing the chances. How, pray tell? The growing demand for space exploration is increasing, and chances of alien organisms invading the Earth and of Earth-based organisms invading other planets, scientists have argued in a new paper. The research point to humanity's record of moving species to new environments on Earth where those organisms have become invasive and harm the native species. They say that behaviors suggest the same could happen with alien life from another planet, contaminating the Earth and vice versa, according to a paper that was published on November 17th, the journal Bioscience. That's where it was, in the journal Bioscience. They said, quote, "The search of life beyond our world is an exciting endeavor that could yield an enormous discovery in the not-so-distant future." Closed quote. That comes from the lead author, Anthony Riccardi. A professor of invasion biology at McGill University in Montreal. This is what he told to Life Science in an email. However, in the face of increasing space missions, including those intended to return samples of Earth, it is crucial to reduce the risk of biological contamination in both directions. Okay. That's what you say. That's what you say. I'm with you. That's what you say. Riccardi and his colleagues used the paper to call for more collaborative studies between astrobiologists searching for extraterrestrial life and invasion biologists studying for invasive species on Earth. We can only speculate on what kinds of organisms might be encountered if biologists were to find life. What are they going to do if they find life? And I mean, if they find a certain type of life, what are they going to do? That's the question that I got. You get up there and start plummeting around. What do you start pillaging and, plundering around, and you find something you ain't ready for? Well, they said they can only speculate on what kinds of organisms might be encountered if the astrobiologists were to find life. Riccardi said the most plausible forms or life forms could be microbial and probably resemble bacteria. Now, I remember about 2 years ago, I watched a documentary, and I sent this video over to one of my friends not long ago when they found this little weird thing inside of this medication that they were touting just recently. And it's called a hydra. And inside of this little deal that I sent to my friend to look at, they said that it was not necessarily prehistoric, but that it was, well, I guess prehistoric because it was ancient. It was really old. And when you cut this hydra, it actually multiplies. We couldn't figure out where they may have gotten that from. But I think, yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, the company that I watched this documentary on from 2 years ago is on this platform. But I found that very amazing. But they're saying that the most plausible life forms would be microbial and probably resemble bacteria. The scientists consider the risk of interplanetary contamination to be extremely low, partly because the harsh conditions of outer space would make it difficult for potential hitchhiking organisms to survive on a ride on the outside of a human spacecraft. However, we should still be cautious of interplanetary contamination based on the negative impacts an invasive species have had on Earth, according to Riccardi. Humans have damaged ecosystems around the world by allowing organisms to invade new environments they'd never reach naturally. For example, a fungus from South America called Astropuccinia piscidi was introduced to Australia in unknown circumstances and is taking over the country's native eucalyptus trees, stunting their growth and sometimes killing them. The researchers noted that insular ecosystems that evolve in geographical isolation, such as on islands and countries like Australia, are particularly vulnerable to invasive species because the native wildlife in those places hasn't evolved adaptations to deal with such invaders. Quote, biological invasions have often been devastating for plants and animals in these systems, Riccardi said, and we argue that plants and moons potentially containing life should be treated as if they were insular systems. Closed quote. Now, for any evidence of interplanetary contamination, the researchers cited the Israeli Bereshit spacecraft. Now, Bereshit, isn't Bereshit Genesis? Anyway, I digress. Let's move on. The researchers cited Israel's Bereshit spacecraft that crashed into the moon in 2019 while carrying thousands of tardigrades, tardigrades, microscopic animals. So the researchers cited the Israeli spacecraft that crashed into the moon in 2019 while carrying thousands of tardigrades, microscopic animals that can survive extreme conditions, including the vacuum of space. Now, Life Science, which is where we're getting this from, recently reported that particular story, okay, about the microscopic animals. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Astrobiology concluded that the creatures probably wouldn't have survived the impact of the lunar crash, but that the incident demonstrates the potential for biological spills, which means that you guys need to just stay out of places that you were not supposed to ever be in. That's what that means. It means you should just, I don't know, stay out of stuff, perhaps. Could it be? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it could be. Just stay out of things. Because it appears that wherever humans go, things start to, get a little messed up. Space agencies such as NASA have long been aware of the potential risk of biological contamination, and planetary protection policies have been in place since the 1960s, according to Riccardi. Quote, however, unprecedented risks are posed by a new era of space exploration aimed at targeting areas most likely to contain life. Now, Riccardi said that this includes the rise in private space exploration companies such as SpaceX that are making space more accessible, according to the paper. SpaceX, for example, aims to travel to Mars and beyond with its SpaceX Starship programs. Well, the problem is that the more money you have, the more you feel like you can do. You get a little bored, I think that a lot of these cats that have all this money, from the guy from Virgin to SpaceX to all of them, They get a little bored with just hanging around here, and then they want to bring to life the places they've read about. And that causes a big problem. I think that, we here on this planet are a bit vain, and we do believe that we're it, that there's nothing else outside of us. And then if we do believe that there's something else outside of us, which is the reason why I believe that they're starting to plunder around and wanting to go see what's up elsewhere, we want to believe that we're the most intelligent. That's our problem. We really do think that if there is something on another planet and we find it, that it is this, primitive, non-thinking thing. Which is the reason why I think we try to harness everything we find. Yeah, because we think we're it. Nobody else could possibly be it. Nobody else could possibly have an answer to it. Charlie Segler, good morning to you, kind sir. Yeah, I think that's a problem. I think that's the reason why we're so non-respectful when it comes to, going back and forth. And again, I think that having all that money makes a lot of people feel like, well, I'm the king of the earth. Yeah. And so they've got to go get more and more money to sort of strong arm the world into believing that they have the right to go and do anything they want to do. I think that. So let's see. It started out, we got SpaceX, and the researchers suggest increasing biosecurity protocols associated with space travel. Really? So what do they know that we don't know? Researchers suggest increasing biosecurity protocols associated with space travel, focusing on the early detection of potential biological contaminations and developing plans for a rapid response to any such detections. Okay. Planets and moons have always exchanged materials via their meteorites, but human space exploration could accelerate contamination, and this comes from Jennifer Wadsworth, an astrobiologist at Lucerne University of Applied Sciences and Arts in Switzerland, who was not involved in the paper. So they're quick to make sure that we know she wasn't involved in the paper. The new paper is an excellent overview of the current and continuous need for strict and up-to-date planetary protection rules, Wadsworth said. One major issue is that current planetary protection guidelines are not mandatory. They love to make these rules of everything. How about just stay out of space? Anyway, I mean, it's a thought. It's a thought. I mean, of course, you just got to go plundering around and stuff. But listen, if it's any indication as to what humans can do and how we can make things go bad, look around us. Everything they begin to experiment on, they destroy. Every plant that they've spliced to make another plant out of the existing plant, every orange that is no longer called an orange but now has the name of a person because they spliced it with one type of orange and made another orange, or perhaps they didn't make another orange out of it, they just created some weirdo stuff. Every piece of fruit that they've ever decided to tamper with, everything they've ever decided to touch turns to crap. So just leave stuff alone. Leave stuff alone. And here's the deal. Because mankind is so self-absorbed in believing that they are the only thing in the universe, they're going to tap into something that is the ancient of days if they keep fumbling around out there and they ain't ready for what they bring back here. They gonna fumble around and bring something through here that they not prepared for, baby. And it's a whole lot more intelligent than you. So now they're gonna come up with some guidelines. Guidelines. Okay, what are the guidelines? The line between exploration and conservation is a thin one, Wadsworth said. One shouldn't be abandoned at the cost of either. but both require careful consideration and the most important compliance. Now, this story comes from Patrick Prester, the staff writer for Live Science. The link to the story is down below in the description box, and it was read for commentary purposes. We do have a fair use also in the description box with regards to this and any other publication or story that we read today here on the Lockhart Perspective. But I just believe that we are just, we are so self-absorbed. Look at that picture, though, before we click off on this. We are so self-absorbed. We really do think we're it. Let us go up there and see what's going on. Let's plunder around in space and check out what's happening. We want to know. Yeah, but you ain't going to be able to run your butt back here fast enough if you get up there and pull out something that you cannot deal with. That's the truth. Ain't no bout a doubt it. Get your rump up there and you can't deal with something. You'll know. You will definitely know. So before we go into the next story, I just want to say hey to a few new people. Is anybody else new? Okay, I saw Charlie. William Craig, how are you today? It's good to see you. I see you got your smiley face, your deuces up, and your coffee. I know that's right. You ready? Rachel Van Zyl, good morning, darling. How are you? How are you? Yeah. Plans control over us. She says, yes. Yeah. This is not good. This is not good. But then again, that's what that's what we do. So full of ourselves. And it's so funny. The mind is only so vast that the information that has been put into our minds, by and large, with the exception of things that we reach outside of what we're taught, are so minuscule and so tiny. It's like just little bitty stuff compared to what is. Brother Ronnie Mann, good morning. Good morning. It is so good to see you, sir. Yeah, it's amazing to me. Charlie, what's up? Look at Charlie with the bigger beard. So they're going to get something up out of there that they're not ready for. That's exactly what's about to happen. That's exactly what's about to happen. Thank you, kind sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I just think they're about to pull something up out of there and going to be running their butts back here. But they're not going to be ready to run that fast. They ain't going to be able to run that fast. So I do believe that there is a lot of stuff that, anything that your brain can possibly imagine that it can be done. Sure. We love you too, precious Charlie. Sure. Anything your brain can think of. You get it out there long enough and it starts to fumbling around and fiddle-faddling with stuff. Sure enough. Run, Forrest, run. That's right. Okay? But they've no idea what they are doing. How many people like to hunt? How many people like to hunt? Well, my dad is a hunter, was a hunter. He's up in age now, so he's not able to do a lot of hunting. But he was a hunter and an angler. I'll read this story to you here. My father loved to hunt. My sister, who is able to still hunt, hunts. I can't get nobody to hang out with to hang out to hunt. And everybody that you mentioned hunting to, they don't want to hunt. But I want to tell you about this story here. A conservation group aims to end trophy hunts. And you know how? By buying up all of the hunting rights. Think on that for a second. Just think about it. Think about it. You probably don't, there's probably not a lot of people that even deal with trophy hunts or hunting period of any type. But let's get into this story because I love to see how human beings love to control things. They just have to control it. Everybody has to be a freaking hall monitor. Nobody can just be the cat that's walking down the hall. No, you gotta have the armband. You gotta have the notepad and the pencil. You gotta have it. You gotta have the number 2 pencil. Can't be an ink pen because you gotta be able to scribble out what you don't like, erase what you don't want and add a little more after the person you give the ticket to goes away. So it can't be an ink pen. You want to add some more infractions on that kid that didn't like you or you didn't like. You want to add a couple more infractions. Got to have a pencil. Got to have a number 2 pencil. It's got to be. Got to have a few good erasers. Conservation group aims to end the trophy hunts by buying up all the hunting rights. The Raincoast Conservation Foundation is hoping to stop trophy hunting by buying up all the commercial hunting licenses in an area larger than the United States of Connecticut, than the U.S. state of Connecticut, in the Great Bear Rainforest of British Columbia. The foundation currently holds the hunting rights to more than 14,000 square miles of the British Columbia coast, an area larger than the U.S. state of Maryland. The foundation, which already has 6 trophy hunting tinctures in the area, is planning to purchase the 7,042 square mile tenure for a price of $1.92 million. 7,042 square mile tenure for $1.92 million should fundraising efforts be successful by the new year. So here is their tweet. Press release. Raincoast is purchasing commercial trophy hunting rights in a huge area of the Great Bear Rainforest. Hashtag coastal carnivores. Hashtag Great Bear Rainforest. Rainforest is purchasing commercial trophy hunting, the tweet says. Commercial trophy hunting rights in an area. Huge swath of land. Man just gotta have everything. Raincoast Conservation Foundation is raising $1.92 million to purchase the non-commercial trophy hunting license that covers. I'm not going to click it because it'll take me to some other thing. But it does have the rest of the story there. This is already down below inside of the description. So if you want to click this yourself, you definitely can because it'll take you to the ... That'll be the link right there. Yeah. They say, quote, this is Brian Faulkner, the Raincoast Guide Outfitter Coordinator. He says, I'm quite confident we have great support for this project. The acquisition of this huge tenure will support a vibrant and growing wildlife viewing industry, and it will protect generations of wildlife forever. This is part of a just transition to a new economy because man got to control everything. Man can't just be. Man got to control, got to own, got to go, got to do everything. It continues with hunting tenures in British Columbia provide guide outfitters with the right to take people from outside of the province to trophy hunt in a designated area. Resident hunters whose primary home is in British Columbia will still be permitted to hunt animals in the Great Bear Rainforest. The group says that with the current purchase, it will have hunting rights of 79% of the Great Bear Rainforest. But don't cross this line, don't cross that line. Don't cross this line, don't cross that line. an area known worldwide for its stunning landscapes and abundant wildlife. The ban on trophy hunting will aid the non-extractive conservation economy. Okay. As there are more than 19 ecotourism companies within this tenure that rely on respectful wildlife viewing. Also, you might want to follow me and don't forget to follow, they say. Make sure that you download the app. The link is down below in the description. Please, please, please follow this story. Please follow it. Please. Because I guarantee you that at the end of the story, you're not going to be so happy. Here's the deal. A lot of these stories are generally published just to make sure that we understand what they're up to. Okay? That's generally the reason why they publish them. To let us know what they're up to. And then when somebody else swoops in with the 1.92 million, all you're going to need is a nice bowl to stick the vegetables on top of the rice. That's it. A nice bowl to stick the vegetables on top of that rice. And if you don't have a fork, you can use some chopsticks. Yeah. Danger Will Robinson is right, Ronnie Man. Danger Will Robinson. Yep. King BJ, good morning to you, kind sir. Good morning. Yes, it is control, Rachel. Yes. So I don't know how many folks are out there that are, hunters and anglers. It's so funny to me to find people when you ask them about hunting. And as a black girl, I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny because I'm just gonna say that as a generic term right now. Black girl. Using it as a generic term just to get to the point. So let's scoot. When you mention hunting to other people that look like me, it's so funny. Everybody don't go hunting. You go hunting? What do you want to do hunting? That's crazy. Well, who do you normally, when you get food? I mean, how did your people long ago get food? Other than raising, the cows and chickens, eat your little bitties or whatever. And even if you had the bitties, you had some you raised for eggs, you had some you raised for the meat. Somebody had to go get the chicken. And then if you didn't do that and you ate venison, which, by the way, we read the story not long ago. Please be careful eating venison right now. Please be careful. Danger Will Robinson, to coin a phrase that's already been put in the chat. Please, Danger Will Robinson. Okay? Let me just let you know that right now. They've been quietly poisoning them for several years now. I don't know whether I mentioned it to you, but in a very upbuilt city in Atlanta about 2017. Ron, I don't know if you remember this or not, but there was a deer that was not hit by a car. It literally was on the side of the road and it bled out. It wasn't hit. There was nothing. They were all dropping dead. And then I remember hearing stories from relatives of people that were saying that they were like just dead in the woods and they didn't know why. So be careful. Yeah. If we started life out eating like they want us to, we'd be weak and sickly. Oh man, wouldn't we? Today the only thing I'm eating is some fruit. Yes, brother. Yes, absolutely. So they start out with these stories published telling you what they're trying to do and who they're trying to do it for and why they're trying to do it. And what ends up happening is you follow it or you let the story go, and then you come back and you find out, well, we couldn't get enough funding. However, Mr. Bobby Yakamoto came over and helped us out right quick, and now, guess what? We got the funding. We got action. We got action. Mr. Bobby Yakamoto had $192,000 just hanging around. And the money that we did collect from everybody else, well, we're not giving that to you. We're just going to keep it. And I submit that it was Mr. Bobby Yakamoto's idea in the first place. That Mr. Bobby Yakamoto wanted the land, and he just simply used you willing participant, you useful idiot, to do it. That's what I think. And I'm going to stick to that. That's what I think. You know, we were talking about SpaceX and how it is that these little young guys get a little bored when they get a little money. Right? Well, they don't have anything to do. They get a little money. So they just decide, I want to make everything my way. I want to do everything. I want to have all my fun. And I don't want to eat my vegetables if they're made here on this planet. Let's get into this story. Elon Musk says, forget Mars. We can feed the world with space bacteria. That's what he says. Elon Musk. The link to this story is down below in the description. The stuff. I have one of the best assistants on the planet. I'm just going to tell you guys that. I mean, one of the best. That helps source stories and knows my brain. She knows my brain. Elon Musk, forget Mars. We can feed the world with space bacteria. How about just leave people alone? The story is written by Alejandro Bentoncourt. He's one of the Newsbreak writers. And again, this story is down below inside of the description. If you want to check it out, I suggest you do. Pretty colors. But it's bacteria. Yeah, but it's wrong. It's a great time to be alive, and we live in an era where we can grow raw meat without animals, cure diseases with genetic engineering, and soon even travel to Mars. But despite all of our technological progress, one fact remains, according to the United States Nation's Food and Agriculture Organization. In 2020, between 720 and 811 million people faced hunger. Notice how all the stories to get your buy-in on the most ridiculousness always starts with the human need to feel pity. You gotta have it. What's wrong with you people? What is your problem? Don't get mad at me. You gotta have pity. You gotta have some pity. And doggone it, having pity is the reason why we're where we are right now. And we're gonna start this with letting you know that there's a whole lot of people that are hungry. 720 and 811 million people. In between that range, people face hunger. Feel the pity. Then let me tell you why a space tomato is the thing you need to eat. Space apples. Well, one a day will keep the doctor away, of course. And that number is only expected to increase as the Earth's population continues to climb. The problem has been apparent for decades now. We need new solutions, or else hunger will continue unabated and take us down with it. The good news is that NASA's scientists already know how to solve the global food crisis, but no one listened when they said it. Probably because we've already got enough crap that humans make that make us sit up in the middle of the night and glow. Maybe that's the reason why they didn't want to hear anything? Perhaps. But no one listened when they said it. So the story goes on to say that space travel has always been an interest to me. This is from Mr. The dude. Mr. the dude. Space travel has always been an interest to me. But now I think about it differently. Yeah, space bacteria could be the key to feeding Earth's ever-growing population. Well, first you're trying to kill everybody off of the planet, so you want to just, I don't know, you guys got human beings, robots, you got, what is it, like 5 different factions of you guys? Because it's clear you guys all got different ideas. You got robots, you got some people splicing DNA with robots and making robots, and then you got some people that's talking about going to the moon to get the food, and then you got some people taking DNA and pieces of the flesh from a star to make a little steak, a star steak, a human person star steak, a star, an actual star. Yeah, a person. You guys got, what, 5 or 6 different factions? Clearly you're not on the same page. Or is it that in your new world you're going to have some variety, and the variety be a quite creepy place? Hey, asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. What is your plan? You guys got so many different plans. So now, we're hearing this cat say that, yeah, we want to go eat some food off a bacteria, off space. All right, so space is full of microorganisms that have evolved in unique ways to adapt and survive in harsh conditions where humans cannot live. Scientists are looking into these extremophiles of new medicine, clean energy sources, and even food products. Here's what this is going to be. Let me go ahead and make this plain. Let me make it bigger, and let me make it plain. Let me make it bigger. There it is on the screen. All right? It's a little bigger. And let me make it clear. They are planning to keep this as the old 1957 Chevy that you get the parts off of. Let that sink in. If you've got 2 1957 Chevys and you're trying to restore one, you're going to pull the stuff that's the good off of the old one and stick it over here on the new one. And then you're going to try to take all that old stuff on the other one and put it over here on the new one, and hopefully it'll work good, especially if the vehicles are compatible. So this place is going to be the relic. They're going to come here and try all kind of crap. Because I guarantee you these folks know more than they're letting on. There's a whole lot more that they know than they're letting on. Than they're letting on to. Scientists are looking into these extremophiles for new medicine, clean energy, and new food products. We're not going to find any aliens on Mars anytime soon. You don't know what you're going to find. But we might discover a new way to feed everyone on Earth, really. What's wrong with just leaving people be? Years ago, NASA scientists realized that if astronauts had a permanent base on the moon or lived for extended periods on Mars, that they would need to grow food in an artificial environment. lacking an immediate application here on Earth. Their work remained classified and forgotten about until recently, he says. Now research is resurfacing with renewed interest from both academia and the industry alike. The microorganisms NASA tested in the 1960s weren't any bacteria. They were bacteria that could extract energy. This stuff's been floating around. This is already happening. So the microorganisms that NASA tested in the 1960s weren't just any bacteria. They were bacteria that could extract energy from a little more than air, waste, CO2, and water to produce extensive amounts of nutritious proteins. Now these microorganisms, unlike plants, do not need light to survive. Instead, I think... Instead, hydroneotrophic are a bacteria. And this bacteria uses hydrogen as a source of energy instead of sunlight in photosynthesis. They use CO2 as an energy source to make food. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they hadn't already started this. And this is the reason to the original question, why everybody is sneezing and got all this other stuff going on. Now, Ed Asner is quoted as saying, there are genuinely sufficient sources in the world to ensure that no one, nowhere, at no time, should go hungry in the world, but not outside of it. Orbital Farms is the company that is leading this effort. Scott Bryson, the company's CEO, said, quote, this technology was developed for space 50 years ago and has never been used on Earth. So all that expertise went lost in time. While the technology might not be lost, it has been rediscovered and is being brought up to speed. Bryson was born on an organic farm. He was born on an organic farm. He had the right to have organic food. Shouldn't all food be organic? Probably the reason why everybody's sick now, because they done already did this stuff. Anytime you get any technology, it's because it's already been used elsewhere. Anytime you get a story, it's because they've already been doing it, and they just got to release it. So Bryson was born on an organic farm, which made him appreciate nature early. He started assembling a team around 2011, but it didn't get going until 2015 when he joined forces with NASA. And they always got to show you the homeless guy. And they always got to start with these folks. The homeless people that look like this, or the downtrodden and they look like this. They always want to make you, because if you say anything negative about this after they put this cat on the front, then you are a racist. If you say anything negative about this, I want to show you how they started. Let's just put your rocks down. Put your rocks down for a second. If you don't like this idea after reading it and seeing this cat sitting on the front of it, well, they're going to attribute it to one problem or another, and the one problem that they're going to do is the one problem that divides. They want to push the narrative by using. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. Can these same technologies provide us with sustainable solutions here on Earth? The answer is yes. Not only can these technologies provide us with sustainable solutions here on Earth, but they can also hold the key to a true carbon neutral and circular economy that promises nothing less than saving our planet from ourselves. The technology offers significant environmental benefits and could also transform how we produce food in a much more efficient ways. Not the way that Yah told us to, not the commission that we were given to take care of. See, we want to take some authority. We want to have authority. This is what he gave us authority over. He gave us authority over every creeping thing that crawls upon the earth, to till the land. So these cats have creeped and slithered in here and are doing what we're all supposed to be doing. Sure they are. But and that's because we weren't on our job. Because remember, we talked about understanding authority and understanding dominion a couple of months back. When everybody was like, well, I think, I'm supposed to have dominion over the devil. I'm supposed to have dominion over this. This is what you're supposed to have dominion over. And we got these old crazy folks here now trying to get you to take some space seeds and plant them. To take some bacteria from space and do stuff with it. To do something strange for a little piece of change. To the tune of $192 million. And the other story. So, therein lies the issue. This is what we were given dominion over. But we've left that unchecked. And because we've left it unchecked, these folks, these things, these cats, are doing what they're doing. Yeah. The technology offers significant environmental benefit and could also transform how we produce food in a much more efficient way. For instance, rather than relying on sunlight, what Yah gave us to rely on for energy, this method uses hydrogen, which requires far less water to produce than conventional methods of growing food. This means that there is more fresh water available for other purposes, like drinking or irrigation. About 80% of all the fresh water is used by agriculture alone. And then the others are all annexed. So you got all this water. Let's talk about water. Now somebody can correct me. And you can send me the correct stats. But I'm going to give you some for examples for a second here. Hands are a bit rough. Sound a little bit like sandpaper. Put a little Jergens on them. Put a little Jergens. I've been washing the hands so much. Washing. Put a little Jergens. Just a little Jergens. So the deal is, here's the problem. For the longest time, we have handed over our responsibilities and our jobs over to others. We've done all that. We've allowed others to come in and creep in, and we've allowed stuff to happen. Now, everybody in this chat I know has relatives that, if you're not from up top and you're from down in the south especially, maybe up top too, you've got family members who were in farming. My whole family was in farming. Yeah. Yep. So the issue is not so much that we don't have the green thumbs anymore. But the issue is that we don't want to do things the Father's way. You're not going to rely on sunlight for energy. You're going to use hydrogen. You're not going to deal with the water situation. You're going to let us think that you're going to save the water because the humans need the water. And yet, who owns the majority of the water? You know, when you look at Africa, who was actually very water rich. I don't know whether you guys know this or not, but Africa was very water rich. And they went there and they started digging down deep. Companies like Nestle and companies like Pepsi, Aquafina. All these companies started going all over the place. And now you can't get any, sustainable. You can't get any water anywhere unless you go and buy it. People had wells on their land. People had springs. Some still do. And now when you look at the purchasing of water and the places like Africa and the places that, I know a lot of people don't even know that Africa has that much water, but yeah, it does. It has water, loads of water, way deep type of water. Deep water. Instead of saying, let us help you, let us dig you some wells, and then let's get the heck out of here. No, Chinese go with their Belt and Road Initiative, and everybody else goes in too, and they all start digging and plundering around, zapping the place of its natural resources, as well as other parts of the world, but we're on this topic right now. And now all of a sudden, we don't have enough water? Where'd you get the water in the bottle that you put in the plastic that you stuck in the grocery store? Where did that come from? And who told you you could do this? See, this is the problem. We don't need any of this other stuff that they're trying to tell us that we need. We simply need you to stop what you're doing. When you get a lot of money, you get a little bored. And when you get a little bored, you think you got it all. You think you're it. You got some money, you're very bored, and now you go around plundering in areas that you do not need to plunder. And again, this story is dealing specifically with one Elon Musk and his thought process as it relates to bacteria. And water. So, how does it work? Well, first you need bacteria. Lots of them. Per cubic foot, actually. Each producing a couple of hundreds of kilograms of protein per year. And then you're going to add some water and carbon dioxide to produce the hydrogen gas. An efficient source with no greenhouse gases, or other pollutants. Okay? Add water, carbon dioxide to produce the hydrogen gas. An efficient energy source with no greenhouse gases or other pollutants produced when combusted in oxygen. So it's the perfect fuel, he says with an exclamation point. This guy's a nutbag. Combine that with the CO2. Combine that with the CO2 from the power plants. Or even atmospheric air, along with some nitrogen. Rings hands for good measure. And you'll have yourself a sustainable fertilizing system capable of feeding people all over the world. Rubs hands on chin. Without displacing more land. The possibilities are endless. Food production with no soil. Microgrids powered by harvested rainwater, which can be desalinated if needed. Wastewater treatment on par with natural ecosystems, he goes on to say. These technologies could change everything we know about our planet. They may also give us a chance to live comfortably and sustainably on Earth for centuries to come. Well, because we're God. That's it in a nutshell. Because they gotta be God. They just gotta be God. They can't just leave stuff alone. Money makes them think they're God. Money makes them think that they can now assist people. You know, you're out there in California, and I think he just went to, Elon Musk was in California. I know he just went to another state because he got mad at California. But you pass a whole lot of homeless cats on your way to your job every day, and you pass a whole lot of homeless families on your way to go do whatever it is that you do when you do it, boo-boo. You need to just pull over and start lacing some folks with some money, because it's apparent you're looking for something to do. You need a hobby, and it's not going to space. You want to help people? Then help people. But that's not really what this is about, is it? No, it's not. You've got to tell what you're doing. You got to shine somebody with your information. You got to. Because if you don't and you get found out, you can't explain that. Your true and honest intentions cannot be explained if they're found out without first laying out your plan. Now, see, there's nothing to say that once you lay your plan out that you won't deviate from your plan because, well, you've got the right to do that once you've laid it out. So, therefore, if we find out something, we'll just be like, oh, well, okay, well, he didn't mean to do X, Y, or Z. Right. Novo Nutrients is another one of the businesses driving the change. It aims to be one of the significant manufacturing technologies in a new circular economy by first disrupting the fast-growing aquaculture industry. According to an FAO document, agriculture is fast-growing. It's a fast-growing food sector worldwide, accounting for half of the global fish production and 60% of all the total seafood consumption. Nova Nutrients will use these technologies in its operations. Still, it won't stop there. Oh no, it never can. It plans on licensing this technology to other companies as well so that everyone can take advantage of it. Oh, just everybody except the regular man. Leave people the frick alone. They're working with NASA, who has recognized Novo Nutrients' value position from day one. You know what? It's making me wonder if the heirloom seeds we have are real. Because these cats here are moving and doing stuff the way that they're doing it at breakneck speed. And I suggest that it's possibly because they have some information that we don't. How could you be so brazen to do all of this? If there were still regular foods, regular seeds, regular things around. You probably aren't even eating real chicken when you eat chicken. It goes on to say that we need a new approach that will allow us to feed the future population of the earth while reducing our carbon footprint and preserving biodiversity. I'm so excited about this technology, Elon says, about this technology developed by NASA, which could help create the bioengineered food in space. This would mean that no more transporting resources across the globe or depleting land for agriculture. It sounds crazy at first, but when you stop to think about it, it all makes sense. The world is changing, and we're all a part of it. Let's keep innovating to solve the 800 million hungry people problem and many more. It's from Elon Musk. This is what Elon says. God Elon. Yeah, that's what he wants you to call him, God Elon. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next, couple of years we hear that that's what they want us to refer to them as, God. Gods. God Elon. They want you to call God Gates. That's exactly what they're doing. I'm saying it and it hurts to hear. Hurts to hear. It hurts to hear, but I'm saying it. Why am I saying it? Because that's exactly the seat that they put themselves in. Anytime they want somebody to believe that they can be all sustaining and give you all the food that you need, all the nutrients, all the water, all the everything, that they want to go and they want to go into different, planets and make them, this or that, that's who they think they are. They're the Elites, right? Yeah, they're the Elites. That's who they are. They are the Elites. And they want everybody to believe that they should be worshipped and followed and that their word is the last word and that there's no other word better than their word. And they're going to beat the next guy. This guy's going to beat this guy with his technology. Tam, what's going on, Legs? Good to see you. Yeah, they want you to believe that this guy is better than that guy. Marty Lauderdale, good morning, love. Yeah, this guy's idea is better than that guy's ideas, and my money is longer than this cat's money, and, well, I'm going to go on ahead and retire now because I'm going to put my foot out here and do something else. I'm not going to be the head of this organization anymore. Deb Woods, what's up? I'm not going to be the head of this organization anymore. I'm going to retire from this organization because this guy just got $2.5 billion more than me. Huh. And even though that's a drop in the bucket for us, I got to up him one and do 5. So I can't be over here being the CEO of this company or that company. No, sir, Bob, not I. I've got to get out here and try to one-up him. So what happens? We are the casualty of war in their exactness. Well, I got to exact my revenge against you. I gotta exact my revenge against you. R. Jones, what's up? Yes, I've gotta exact my revenge. Don't you understand? It's the only way to win. I've got to exact my revenge. So they all gotta one-up everybody. And they jacking stuff up. Somebody need to go and help these little cats go sit down someplace. Just give them their time out. All the nerd section. Take their wallets, their cards, their whatever from them. Let them sit down like regular folk. R. Jones says we need to reclaim our birthright. Absolutely. We got sidetracked and selfishly did not pay attention to them. Yeah. Sarah says Deb Woods Roundup on potatoes? Really? Are they GMO Roundup ready? They call it? But that's the problem. That's the issue. That is the issue. Me too. I begged and provided information to all on deaf ears. They have. A lot of people do not. Okay. A lot of people don't listen. So, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. And it's really sad. Preparing us for less sunlight and less clean water. Man, I'm telling what I say the other week. They're going to mess around here and create Thunderdome. 2 man enter, 1 man leaves. That's exactly what it's going to be. I miss the beautiful soul that used to own this site. Child, this is my channel. What are you talking about? I miss the beautiful soul that used to own this site. Not sure who you are and why you're here. Baby, you need to go, honey, because this is the Lockhart perspective. See? You so busy trolling folk, honey, you don't even know where you are. Bye-bye, boo-boo. If y'all ain't already took care of this person here, help this person. See this drunk person to the door. You drunk, baby. And I said that. This is me, Felicia. This is not Bettina's channel, baby. This is my channel. Okay? You see how you get handled around here? This is how you get handled around here. This ain't somebody else's channel, baby. You at my door. Okay? This is my channel. The Lockhart Perspective. That's my daddy's name. If y'all ain't already helped this person to the door, help him, baby. You gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. And I promise it will. Yeah. Yeah. We get you right around here. Yep. Yep. Smithers. No, that was a long time ago, but I don't really care. Hey, Oz, what's going on? What is going on, Oz? What is happening? I was in my teens when my dad pointed at a Deer Park commercial and said, "Next, you'll be buying air to breathe." Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And in a lot of ways, Oz, that's what they're trying. In a lot of ways, think about it. Back then, I thought, why not drink tap? Today seems like the man was a prophet. Your daddy was a prophet, girl. He was a prophet of that household. He was a prophet of that household. Marty. He was a prophet of that house. My daddy was a prophet of my house, too. Yes, he was. My daddy did not play. You too, Charlie. I'm sure Charlie's already gone now. Okay. I'm a little late on your messages, but I am catching up rather quickly. Did you guys take care of this post soul over here, Ronnie? Did somebody take care of this person? This person right here. Did you guys already take care of them? Because if not, I'm going to come out and come around and help them to the door. Who are you and why are you posting on the site of a dead woman that used to own it? What is this person's problem? See, you're going to get to know the real me, sweetie. I'm going to tell you something. I don't play no games with nobody. I really don't. So let me help you. I don't know who this person is, but Yah see you to it. All right, you guys, we only got like maybe one or two more stories. Looks like we're going to go a little bit longer today. I don't exactly know. Okay, but I got a couple more stories. So like I said, I had the best assistant on the planet. They send a lot of great stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, I agree. I agree. And we're not simulcast today, you guys. This is just the Lockhart perspective. So this is not going on any other channel at all. That person literally came over here to hang out and figure out what's going on. You don't have to go home. But you're going to have to get up out of here. Okay? Yes. 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 Come through, mods. Oh, Lord of mercy. Good. I'm glad. I am so glad. I'm like, baby, you don't understand. You creeping up the wrong tree. I don't handle you the way humans do, baby. I don't handle you the way humans do. I put Yah on it. Let Yah handle it. He fights my battle. So when you fight against me, with word, with deed, with anything, you're not fighting me. Because I'm on his mission. So you deal with Yah. You don't deal with me. Now, we're going to close it out with something a little light, but yet I think it may be a bit concerning to you. Everybody gets a little concerned with how fresh they are, right? You want to make sure that the old armpits are fresh. You want to make sure that everything is fresh. All right? So we're going to talk about the fact that some Old Spice and secret deodorants got recalled. We're going to read a couple of stories dealing with that topic. I don't know, but I think everybody really does want to smell good and feel clean and feel fresh. It's getting to the point right now where you're going to just have to start rubbing some eucalyptus up under your armpits, or figuring out something else to do because they've literally done a recall. They've done two. A voluntary recall. So let me go here. I'll do this one because this one's already direct and to the point. All right. So if you're somebody who likes to use these P&G products, they've issued a voluntary recall of specific Old Spice and secret products. Now, Procter & Gamble is voluntary recalling all lots with the expiration date through September 2023 of specific Old Spice and secret aerosol spray, antiperspirant, and Old Spice Below Deck aerosol spray. So let me put that all together. So they're taking the expiration dates from between September 23rd of specific Old Spice and secret aerosol sprays, antiperspirants, and Old Spice Below Deck aerosol sprays. All those products that were sold in the United States. Well, of course, because we're the only one that really, I guess, maybe will allow people to pay money to get your poison sold from the point of Congress. Yeah, we don't line the pockets of all these people. You go ahead and do it. Then after you do it and you make your money, then you're going ahead and do a recall. And the recall will just, fix it all. That's all. We'll just do a recall on it. You get the right to sell your products here in the United States by lining the pockets of any congressman who wants to help push your bill or initiative through, or your product through, or whatever this content is through. And then we'll get you some money back later on the back end, because that's the American way. So the products were sold in the United States and listed in the table below to the consumer level due to the presence of benzene. Thought we already stopped dealing with benzene. How did this happen? We already stopped dealing with benzene. The risk statement states, benzene is classified as a human carcinogen. Exposure to benzene can occur by inhalation, orally, and through the skin, and it can result in cancers, including leukemia and blood cancer. Blood cancer of the bone marrow, and blood disorders, which can be life-threatening. Based on exposure modeling and the risk of cancer assessments published by the Environmental Protection Agency, IRIS database, daily exposure to benzene in the recalled products at the levels detected in our testing would not be expected to cause adverse health consequences, would not be expected. That doesn't mean that it won't. If you're using benzene, say for example, this particular deodorant twice a day, you get up in the morning, you take your shower, you put it under your arms, you go to work. You come back from working, then you take another shower, you put it on your armpits, you go to sleep. That's a problem. Because they're saying that it's not expected to cause it. But we're telling you. So benzene is ubiquitous in the environment. Humans around the world have daily exposures to it, indoors and outdoors, for multiple sources. To date, the Procter & Gamble company has not received any reports of adverse reactions or adverse events related to this recall, and is conducting this recall out of abundance of caution. The affected products are antiperspirants and hygiene products, and are packaged in aerosol cans. See the table below for the product name and UPC code and images for further description. We are recalling the lots with the expirations through September 2023 of the below products. So here they are. Old Fashioned High Endurance Spray. It's the Old Spice High Endurance AP Spray. You've got Hardest Working Collection, Envy, all of this down below in the description for you to read, for you to see. For you to read, for you to see, for you to know, for you to go, throw it in garbage. You, trash can. You can. Here's a visual of it so that you know exactly what it looks like. You know, Old Spice. You know, Old Spice. And it's funny because Old Spice has some really brand new advertisement that I've noticed. Look at some of the comments down here. I stopped using any deodorant with aluminum years ago, after a doctor said that his wife developed breast cancer. It took her life. Wonder how so many countries restricted benzene years ago, but the U.S., the FDA failed us. The FDA has people that work for it, and if people don't like what I'm saying, it's okay, you'll be all right. But the truth about the matter is that the people who sit on the board of the FDA used to sit on boards of pharmaceutical companies, used to sit on boards of these large chemical companies. And they just sort of regurgitate. They just sort of, go round and round and round. That's all. They just sort of go round and round and round. That's what they do. That's what they do. They just take one person from one place and put that person back someplace else. And then this person quits their job over here, and then they come over here, and then they do that. Okay? And then one person comes over here and they do that over there. And then this person works for a long time over here with this company, and they know this guy over here at this company. And then after they know this guy over this company, this guy say, hey man, you need a job? Sure, man, I need one. Well, great, come on over. Should I sell my stock? Nah, just roll it over. You don't have to go through all of that. Just roll your stock over. You got some money in your hand? Oh, okay, great. 401k, just roll it over and join us over here. Okay, I'll join you. All right. Now we're going to vote. We still got friends that work in the other company, that work in the other industry. And all we're going to do is we are just going to regurgitate people. We're going to pass this guy over here, so pass this guy over there. Pass that guy over here, pass him over here, pass him around. Pass him around like a little fun stick at Woodstock. Pass him around to the next guy. Pass him over here to the next guy. Like a fun stick at Woodstock. Pass him over, baby. Like a fun stick at Woodstock. Do the math. Figure it out. What is she talking about? We've got 10 more minutes before the show's up, and I think I want to bring you one more story. Let's see. Somebody's having a bad time upstairs. They're in the quantum realm. This is a curious story. And I want to thank somebody for sending this. Look at this here. It's curious. This is curious. I'm curious. I want to know what this is about. In the quantum realm, not even time flies as you might expect. A team of physicists at the University of Bristol, Vienna, in the Balearic Islands and the Institute of the Quantum Optics and the Quantum Information has shown how quantum systems can simultaneously evolve along the opposite time arrows, both forward and backward in time. The study, published in the latest issue of Communications Physics, necessitates a rethink of how the flow of time is understood and represented in context where quantum laws play a crucial role. This actually is from my assistant. So for centuries, philosophers and physicists have been pondering the existence of time. Yet, in the classical world, our experience seems to extinguish any doubt that time exists and goes on. Indeed, in nature, processes tend to evolve spontaneously from states with less disorder to states with more disorder. And this propensity can be used to identify and narrow time. In physics, this is described in terms of entropy, which is the physical quantity defining the amount of disorder in a system. Dr. Rubino from the University of Bristol's Quantum Engineering Technology Labs and the lead author of the publication said, quote, "If a phenomenon produces a large amount of entropy, observing its time reversal is so improbable as to become essentially impossible. However, when the entropy produced is small enough, there is a non-negligible probability of seeing the time reversal of a phenomenon occur naturally." We can take the sequence of things that we do in our morning routine as an example. If we were shown our toothpaste moving from the toothbrush back into its tube, we would be in no doubt. It was rewinded according to our day. However, if we squeeze the tube gently, so only a small amount of the toothpaste came out, then it would not be unlikely to observe it re-entering the tube, sucked in by the tube's decompression. The authors of the study, under the lead professor of the University of Vienna, apply this idea to the quantum realm, one of whose peculiarities is the principle of quantum superposition. According to which of the two states of quantum systems are both possible, then that system can also be in both states at the same time. Extending this principle to time's arrows, it results that quantum systems involving in one or the other temporal direction, the toothpaste coming out or going back into the tube, can also find themselves evolving simultaneously along both the temporal directions. Quote, although this idea seems rather nonsensical when applied to our day-to-day experience, at its most fundamental level, the laws of the universe are based on quantum mechanical principles. But this begs the question of why we never encounter these superpositions of time flows in nature. Dr. Gonzalez Manazo, a co-author from the University of Balearic Islands, said, in our work, we quantify the entropy process by a system evolving in quantum superposition of processes with the opposite time arrows. We found this most often resulted in projecting the system onto the well-defined time direction corresponding the most likely processes of the two. And yet, when the small amounts of entropy are involved, for instance, when there is so little toothpaste spilled that one could see it being reabsorbed into the tube, then one can physically observe the consequences of the system having evolved along the forward and backward temporal directions at the same time. Aside from the fundamental feature that time itself might not well be defined, the work also has practical implications into the quantum thermodynamics. Placing a quantum system in a superposition of alternative times arrows could offer advantages in performance of thermal machines and refrigerators. Although time is often treated as a continuously increasing parameter, our study shows the laws governing its flow in quantum mechanical contexts are much more complex. This may suggest that we need to rethink the way that we represent this quantity in all those contexts where quantum laws play a crucial role. Quantum superposition of thermodynamic evolution with opposing time arrows is published in the Communications Physics. So you guys can find this down below in the description. Time, something that man has always attempted to control. Time, something that man has always insisted on trying to control and understand and to share its very essence so that it can control it. Man loves to control things. He loves to control time. He loves to control your time. He loves to control his time. He loves to try to give you timelines that don't exist. But imagine if we were to find out that we were bumping up against another timeline. And that's possibly the reason why we have the kooky kind of stuff we got right now. Yeah, it's probably why. Here's a curious thought. Here's something very curious. And I want to ask you guys, does anybody know about this? Mama Bear, Papa Bear sent this to me this morning. And I just want to know why. Biden is sending 1,000 National Guard troops to Africa. Why? Does anybody know why? There's no real reason. There's no rhyme or reason to why. President Joe Biden is sending 1,000 Virginia and Kentucky national troops to the Horn of Africa. The services announced this on this past Saturday, and the deployment marks the largest single unit of mobilization of Virginia's National Guard since World War II. According to the Virginia National Guard Public Affairs Office, 800 Virginia and 200 Kentucky Guardsmen were transported to Fort Bliss, Texas, for roughly 1 month for pre-deployment training, marking the start of their federal activity duties. The troops will now be deployed to unspecified countries in Africa next year. Why? Why? I don't think a lot of us know why. Anybody have any idea why? There's not even an idea or a concrete reason here. Virginia units from Bedford, Charlottesville, Lexington, Pulaski, and Suffolk, and in Kentucky, units from Somerset are deploying as Task Force Red Dragon. They are mobilizing, is what it says. Mobilizing under a command of Lynchburg-based 1st Battalion, 116th Infantry Regiment, 116th Infantry Brigade Combat Team, to provide a security force in support of a combined joint task force, Horn of Africa. That's all it says. Still doesn't tell me why they're there, why they're going. What are they doing? Why are we sending them? I don't know. But I wonder if it lines up with what we had, those 500,000 doses or 500 million doses of stuff that we had. And they said that it was not for the U.S. and it was not for the, it wasn't for the U.S. and it was not for the military. Yeah, I'm going to see if I still have that story. I don't know. But it seems like we're into some curious stuff, constantly using our tax dollars, and we'll probably never, ever, 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 ever know. Probably never know why. Did anybody know that there was alien DNA? Alien DNA makes proteins in living cells for the first time. This will be what we pick up tomorrow. Alien DNA. Alien DNA. We're going to pick up here tomorrow. That's where we're going to pick up alien DNA. And we've got some more stuff to go along with this one. Yes. Expanded genetic alphabet could allow for the production of new protein-based drugs. That's where we're going to pick up. Put everything over here. This little house over here. And that's what we use to pick up tomorrow. So, I want to thank everybody for being with me for the last 1 hour and 32 minutes. We are about 2 minutes over. Because the story, you know, the stories can go from anywhere from 30 minutes up to an hour and a half. Melvin Thomas, good morning, kind sir. It's good to see you. Interesting, right? Very interesting. So yeah, we can go from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, and I think today we pushed it. We pushed it to the limit. We take it to the limit one more time. Yes, and the Red Dragon part about that, Deb Woods, the Red Dragon part about that reminds me of the fact that, yes, we do have a lot of the Belt and Road Initiative out there. Maybe they're helping them. I don't know. Melvin Thomas Jr. says, we are at the end of an age and the glorious beginning of another. Yah has a greater reset scheduled, his kingdom to come. Red Dragon, we mess in everyone's business. Yes, we do. We try to make everybody, we gotta get over there to help them, Rachel. Rachel, we gotta get over there to help them. Because they're putting poison on their people. We gotta go to this other country to help them because they're poisoning the people. Hey, yeah, but aren't you guys sort of dropping stuff from the sky? I mean, like, what are you talking about? Well, I mean, aren't you guys, like, dropping things, like, from, like, airplanes or whatever here on your own soil? What do you mean? Well, I mean, why are you going to go over and help another country and you say that their leadership is doing bad things to them, and that's why you want, you know, your country's buy-in with regards to their tax dollars? So you're telling them that the other person is hurting their people, and that's the reason why you need to go in and make them be your way? Who sent you? You ain't supposed to know that. You're not supposed to put two and two together, boo-boo. You're not supposed to put two and two together that you run around here telling us that everybody and their mama's being hurt and we got to go help them. That's exactly what they're doing, Blue Sky Girl. Bankrupting them. Stacy! What's going on, Stacy Fry? But isn't that the deal? Huh? Isn't that the deal? Yeah, that's the deal. We got to go help everybody. They're in trouble. We got to help them. We got to help them. They're in trouble. Let us spend your tax dollars to go over here and help these people that we're alleging their people are hurting. Meanwhile, we're going to drop strontium. We're going to drop barium. We're going to put stuff in your deodorant. We got stuff in your seasonings. We got stuff that's in your fruit that don't got no seeds in it no more. We got chicken that ain't chicken. And we got chicken without heads. We got chicken with a whole bunch of arms but no legs. We got chicken with only thighs and no breasts. And we got chicken that's going to make everything else that's going to be the best just for you. We got chicken. We got beef. We got beef with no head. We just got the body of the beef. We got plants, but they ain't got no seeds. We just got the plants. We got water that ain't good for you. And when we find out the water ain't good, we're going to leave the pipes down there and take your money to tell you that we're going to pay for the pipes. That's why we need you to pay more money. And the only time we're going to say we're sorry is almost 30 years later when we're found out. Then we're going to pay restitution to a handful of people. And we're going to choose who to pay. Then we're going to make a big fanfare so that you guys can adore us and like us. And we're going to say, hey, guess what we're doing today? We're going to make you guys some new pipes. We're going to have them replaced. Hey, somebody quickly bring the media. Everybody get a microphone in front of me. I'm going to tell you what a wonderful person I am. We're going to replace all the pipes today. Hey, but ain't y'all the ones that did it 30 years ago? Ain't you guys the ones that said you didn't care what was up with the pipes? And even when you had all these findings, and even when people told you how much lead and how much stuff was in the water, aren't you guys the ones who ignored it? Yes, but who cares? Today I am a hero. Crazy. Crazy. But we always running in other people's backyards. People's countries was going just fine. Huh, Libya. Countries was going just fine, doing their thing. Trifecta, DC is the military arm, London is the financial arm, and the Vatican is a religious arm. Pipes for them to use, not the people that live there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being with us today. It has been a blessing sitting with you. So very happy. I want you guys to remember what we always say here on this channel. And that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. You guys take care of yourselves and please take care of one another until we see each other again. Please continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.